Hello everyone, I'm Sharon. Some of you might know me from the blog Sharon Sews. I've been blogging for about 14 years. And from my blog, you might also know that my husband and I had a recent big change in our life. We moved from Minnesota to East Texas. Now the one great thing about Minnesota, well, there were a lot of things I loved about Minnesota. Winter, not so much, but they had S.R. Harris, the fabric store. That was where I purchased all my fabrics and notions. So I do sorely miss that in East Texas. I am loving the weather, which as I'm filming this is the first day of fall. So I'm wearing the garment I sewed last September in Minnesota. It is Vogue 9329. Even though it's rather hot outside to be wearing this. We had an opportunity to go back to Minnesota recently, and of course I had to work in a trip to S.R. Harris. And today I'm going to show you the fabrics I purchased while I was at S.R. Harris. Let's get started. To start with, you may have seen that coat dresses are back in vogue again this fall. I have this Vogue Attitudes Bryan Lars pattern, 1506. And I purchased this beautiful purple suiting. It's a stretch suiting. It almost has an iridescent look to it. I'm not sure if you can tell that. It's got some stretch. Might not have been designed for a dress, but that's what I'm going to do with it. Continuing on, I have a thing for camo. Maybe you do too. So when I saw this pink and burgundy camo knit with a little bit of, is that a taupe or a blush? I had to have it. I'm not real sure what I'm going to do with it. I was thinking I might make the tunic from McCall's 7871, or I might make a top from McCall's 7722. Either way, I think this will be a really fun fall print, a way to introduce camo into the fall, into my fall wardrobe. Moving on, another camo. This is the challis. Is that the right way to pronounce it? I'm not sure. Let me know. This is a camo challis in gray tones, and I love these wrap pants that are from Vogue 9191. I've been looking for the right fabric to sew a pair, and I think this will work great in the East Texas weather that we're having now. And I seem to have had gray on the mind when I was there. I purchased sequin. Now at S.R. Harris, they have, if you've never been there, if you've never been there, when you go to Minnesota, Mall of America and S.R. Harris, if you are a seamstress or sew anything. It's amazing. There's rows and rows and piles of fabric, but they also have clearance sections. This is one of those sections where there's no discount, and you just purchase the piece, and this was 2.5 yards at $6 a yard. So I purchased it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might make a kimono. We'll wait and see. And I have a thing for sequins. Look at this. I have been wanting a sequin bomber since last year. Again, if you read my blog, you'll know that I had, in addition to the move from Minnesota to Texas, I also had some other things happening in my life that prevented me from sewing. And so I'm back to sewing. I wanted to do this last year. I had planned on going back to S.R. Harris to purchase this sequin before we moved, but I didn't have an opportunity to do that. Again, it's probably too warm here right now for this, but look at, here I have to show you. This is that sequin, they call it mermaid sequin perhaps, where it's rainbow. Ooh, magic, it's silver. So that is going to be really fun. That's going to be fun to sew. It's going to be fun to wear. I don't know where I'm going to wear it, but I'm really looking forward to it. I got some more fabric. Apparently I really had shiny on the brain when I went shopping there, because I purchased Now this is one that I didn't have anything in mind for, and I've gotten much better about purchasing fabric with a plan in mind so that I don't waste fabric, so it doesn't just sit in my stash. I don't have the room for a stash anymore. But this is, I thought at first it was a ponte knit, and I'm not sure, but it's a beautiful, it's not real thick. It's almost like a double knit. But I hope you can see it in the video. It's black and it's red and it's got some shimmer to it, and it's pretty. If you've got ideas what I could do with this, let me know, because I'm not sure. I've got about 2.5 or 3 yards. I don't recall for sure. I'd have to look at the slit. Would welcome your ideas. And while I was there, I was actually looking specifically for some stretch denim. This was a beautiful weight black stretch denim. I wanted to make jeans. Unfortunately, this is all they had. This is about, I think it ended up to be about 1.25 yards. So there's not a lot there, but I bought it anyway. Maybe I'll make shorts. I could certainly wear them here now that I'm in Texas. It's just, I wish they would have had more. This is exactly what I was looking for. But that's the thing when you go to a warehouse. I did purchase some more denim. This is not a stretch. It's an animal print. Again, if you're following the fall trends for 2019, animal prints are one of them. Gosh, excuse me, I love a good animal print. I always have, and I love it when they come back in style. So I've got some denim here, and I think this is gonna be a little denim jacket. McCall's 8010. And this is a Nicole Miller design. I don't think I'm gonna do the skirt, but I love this little jacket. It's like a jean jacket. It's got the details of a jean jacket. It's got a fun little flare at the bottom of the sleeve. So that's the plan for that one. Continuing on with an animal print. And shiny, because apparently I love them both. I found this. This is a really heavyweight fabric. I'm not sure. It's kind of like a denim, but it's pretty heavy. So this is an animal print. It's got black and white and gray. That gray is actually a silver shimmer. And I think I'm gonna do this Sapparo coat. Help me out, I don't know how to pronounce it. I have seen this, a lot of bloggers and a lot of folks on Instagram have sewn this. I think it's a lovely coat. I think it'll be really fun in this animal print. Almost to the end. I purchased a couple shirtings specifically because I have wanted to re-sew this Bryan Lars shirt. This is Vogue 1620. I sewed this few, oh gosh, maybe quite a few years ago. I chose the wrong fabric. Don't you hate it when you do that? So I bought 2 different pieces of shirting while I was at S.R. Harris. I like this little gray. Man, I really bought a lot of grays, didn't I? I like this little gray. It's got stars on it. I'm not positive if I'm going to use it for that shirt or not. And if I don't, I also purchased, this is just a slightly off-white. It's stripes. I hope you can see that on the film. It's actually got a white stripe and then has a gold stripe. We'll see which one I decide to use. I'm looking forward to doing this one again. These corseted type waist, the emphasis on the waist is coming back into style again. This is a nice way to do it without having to tuck in my shirts, which I don't like to do much anymore. And on Instagram, there's something called Sew Your View. And I don't know if it's every month or every other month, I'm not sure. I haven't done them yet. But for September, the Sew Your View is Vogue 1643. And I'm going to sew this jacket. And if I have time, I will make the sheath dress. Okay, so I'm not using the ribbon. I know everyone loves that about that. And I'm not sure it's It's not my thing. So I found this, it's in the suiting section, but it's not wool. I can't wear wool. That makes me itch. Anyone else? It's a stretch. It's a stretch something. But I loved it's got a little bit of texture to it. It's just got a nice little design to it. So what I'm going to do, I looked at this and this where the ribbon is. Do you see where the ribbon is on that jacket? That actually is a band that you sew to the jacket. So I'm going to use this for the body of the jacket, and then on the band, I'm going to use a faux leather. Because again, if you've been looking at the fall trends, faux leather is another one of those trends that's back this season. So I'm going to use a faux leather, and let me show you the trims I bought. So I'm going to use a faux leather, but I'm also going to place this tiny little faux silver, dang, I just lost the word. Piping. I'm gonna do the faux leather for the band. I'm gonna put this little silver faux leather piping between the band and the jacket. And then I found some silver buttons when I was at S.R. Harris. I only have Hobby Lobby or Walmart available to me here for sewing supplies. The nearest Joann Fabrics is almost an hour drive away, so it's difficult to find even basics like buttons. So I stocked up when I was at S.R. Harris. While I was there, I had found this ribbon thinking I would add the ribbon to it. I don't like it, so not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. So this gray, this is also suiting fabric that I found at S.R. Harris. It's a lightweight. This might have a little bit of wool on it, but it's gonna be completely lined. It also has a little bit of stretch. I purchased lining to go with the jacket and this dress at Emma One Sock. I purchased a stretch woven lining so I could keep some of the stretch. So very simple, very basic, gray sheath dress. But now I don't know if I can do this or not. What I want to do you see this lovely, here, I'll hold it up on here so you can see it better. This lovely beaded applique. S.R. Harris has got bins and bins and bins filled with appliques. I love digging through them because you never know what you're going to find. I think this was $2 or $3. I'm not real sure how to stitch it onto the neckline of the dress I'm going to make, but I think I can figure it out. If I can figure it out, that's my plan. Just a basic gray dress with this beautiful applique. You know, when I was digging through those bins, I also had found this. And I thought, well, maybe. So we'll see. You'll just have to wait and see what I do. So that is that. And one more thing that I purchased, fabrics that I purchased at S.R. Harris. They have got, if you like to quilt or you like to sew with quilting cottons, it's overwhelming. It overwhelms me. I don't know where to look. There's so many, and it's not by color and it's not by designer. It's just there. So I'm working on some aprons. I love aprons. I love to make them. I love to give them as gifts. So I just picked up some cottons that I can use for aprons, mix and match. I really didn't have a plan in mind. I probably should have had a plan in mind. I just picked what caught my eye. I guess I was kind of liking peacocks because I have 3 of them. This fun little ombre. Can you see these light metallic polka dot there? And this is an Easter border print. That'll be a cute Easter one. Now, if you've stuck with me this long, I've talked about how they have the bins of appliques and trims and just fun stuff. Sometimes, and it's not all the time, but every once in a while, they will take the tail end of trims that you purchase by the yard, cram them into a bag and sell them for $10. So the bag is, I should have kept a bag and I did not, about this big, jam-packed, $10. I have to show you. This is what I got. Look at this. I know for a fact some of these things, this is a beaded trim. I know for a fact that sells for, I believe it was like $5 a yard. velvet ribbon, lace. The reason I bought it is I have a couple of great nieces that are preschoolers and they're starting to play with Barbies and American Girl dolls. And when we moved to Texas, we downsized and I got rid of everything having to do with doll clothes. Now I'm rebuying it. So I bought the trims thinking I could use it for that. And I went through there and goodness, there's, like, how fun is this? I mean, there's enough to put on the bottom of a kimono. Beautiful beaded, beautiful lace, sequins. Dang, I like sequins, don't I? Just a lot of really fun. See, now I'm gonna have to put it all back in the box. I just wanted to show you how fun SR Harris is. So if you stuck with me, this is a long video. I hope you enjoyed seeing what fabrics I purchased from SR Harris. Thank you for being here. Stay connected with me. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe, because I have more videos coming up. Thanks. It's not going to turn off.